You know what's amazing is I managed to figure out how to do the videos, but I still haven't figured out how to do the overlays. Why? Because it's me, and I'm technically stupid these days. It's 8 o'clock. It's Monday, and when it's Monday at 8 o'clock, it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News, and I am your host, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the early years when I still had freaking hair. Anyway, with me, as always, my surly human sidekick, Tanya Alistair Metris, and her...
Surly?
There are days, just saying. And her ever-loving wingman, the Ann. Just above them on the panel, it's the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's James Irish on board for all of Patreon loving that we'll get to very shortly. Elizabeth Rice is on board. John Peringau is on board. I am hoping that you guys are doing well. So guess what, friends? Family, all that sorts of everybody in between. We have a top story. We're going to jump right on it. Guess what? WandaVision has been voted the best show, and they won the MTV Awards for Best TV Show. And no, it's not an illusion. Let me go ahead and jump into this particular text here. Marvel's spellbinding sitcom WandaVision really did win the Golden Popcorn for Best Show at the 2021 MTV Movie and TV Awards this past Sunday, the 16th of May. In the final category of the night, the show that put the fictional city of Westview, New Jersey on the map beat out The Boys, Cobra Kai, Bridgerton, and Emily in Paris. Only half of those shows did I actually ever hear of. And it solidified its place as everyone's favorite television show with its fourth win of the evening. Earlier in the evening, Kathryn Hahn won Best Villain for her portrayal of the bewitching antagonist, Agatha Harkness. Elizabeth Olsen accepted the award for Best Performance in a Show for her poignant take on the grieving Wanda Maximoff, and the duo received the award for Best Fight. Hahn and Olsen took the stage together to accept the award and thanked the show's fans for voting for them. We are so proud, the two of us, on behalf of the show and this crew for this incredible honor. And she says thank you, and that was a quote from Kathryn Hahn. Olsen took a slightly different approach, since it is MTV, and closed out the evening by reciting the immortal words of Desiree's 90s hit, You Gotta Be, to the audience. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger, she went on to quote. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day. Great words from an incredible actress about a really fun show. More about possible WandaVision season 2. Rumor mill on the horizon there. We'll see what happens. Let's jump over to the comment section. Peter's on board. Sean's on board. James is on board. Batman John is here saying hi, gang. Hi, you too, Batman John. Elizabeth Rice is doing much better than last week. Got her second dose of the vaccine on Sunday. Slightly down for the count after that. Prefer that over the virus itself. I'm all about that. And yes, James, you got to be nerdier, and we qualify. So, my friends, my family, we're now heading off to a little hole-in-the-wall dance studio in the east side of the city. I'm pointing east, although it may look like I'm pointing west because things are reversed on camera. Moving over to said distant, far-off land on the east side of the city is the ever-questioning Tanya Metris. Hello, Tanya.
Hello.
Hello, Anne. How are you,
Hello.
Miss Phoenix? Good to see the both of you. Comic Chicks, guess what? It's time for you to take it away.
Well, first things first, we want to put a call out to all the cosplayers to help Ann and I with a cosplay formal masquerade ball outfit.
I thought we were going to be comic chicks.
Yeah, we are, but to help us put it together. So for AnchorCon in August, we're going up and we need help.
Okay, so I'll start with comics.
Okay.
The Immortal Hulk, Time of Monsters #1. 10,000 years ago, something green and glowing comes to poison the ancient grounds of the Fertile Crescent and the heart of its people. Oh boy, it's left to bear the consequences. And for the first time, they open the green door. Plus, Bruce Banner faces a challenge unlike anything he's seen before, as writer David Vaughn makes his Marvel debut.
Ooh, I have to learn out angles on the camera.
Do you think we do really bad?
The Amazing Spider-Man #66, Tangled Web. On the other side of King's Ransom, Spider-Man is left to pick up the pieces. If he can manage to put them together, he is going to be horrified with what he finds.
Ooh. TMNT, Best of Splinter #1. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Best of Series continues with everyone's favorite sensei, Splinter. Wise and with a tragic past, Splinter forms the core of the Turtle family. Taking stories from multiple publishers, this is the book for Splinter readers' greatest tales.
And the last one for the week, Transformers Escape #3. As preparations for the escape ships continue, Wheeljack and Hound work to move what remains of the avian population and habitat to a safe location for evacuation. Unfortunately, the Insecticons are insatiable, and a caravan full of Cybertronian and organic life is too good a meal to pass up.
I gave you the hard words.
Yeah, I see that. But they were very short this week.
They were very short.
Okay.
But there was actually a very short week for comics this week. I think we only had like 17 on our pull bag this week compared to our normal 25 or 50 or so. But it's a short week, lots of independence though.
Oh, okay. So go check them out. Go to your local comic book store and go read.
No comic chicks this week.
Nope.
We gaming.
Yes, we are gaming.
We
Throwing
be
it back
gaming. We be gaming. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. We be gaming. We're going to talk about that more a little bit later.
Oh,
So you
sure.
got-
While we're tapping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have
So
fun,
you-
guys.
You two are all set?
Yep. Have a
All right.
great
We love you. We miss you. Tap happy. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Mwah. All right, friends and family, look at the hashtag list. Look at it now. Do the thing. It's more than just a mantra. It's a battle cry. It's a motto. We want you to live it, love it, and we're probably going to end up trademarking it. Who knows? Moving on, we just have a quick question from James Bourne here. He has a question. Wayne's comic box count as a bag of holding? You'd think so, but it's more of a porch of holding at the moment. I've seen it. It's a little scary. Just saying. All right, now it's time to go to another direction because guess what? You know the show, folks. You guys have been watching it often enough. You know that after the comic chicks do their thing, we're going to talk about Patreon, www.patreon.com, Patreon. It is a place where you can support your favorite artists and creators, and we're on that list, patreon.com/FC3ROC. There are several levels of sponsorship available to you, and everything you can do to help us would be appreciated. If you like what we're doing, this is probably the best way to keep us pushing forward. And as a gift to you, once a week, every week, we have a splendidly, awesomely written gaming blog by none other than the man himself, James Ignatius Irish. Did I get the middle name right, or is it Ezekiel? I keep forgetting.
It's Mackenzie.
Oh, that's a badass middle name, dude. That is a seriously badass middle name. I love that. So, Mr. Mackenzie, Irish, it is time for you to do your thing, and I'm going to lay this out for you.
All right. Well, on the Patreon blog tomorrow, we've got a discussion on the re-release of the LucasArts classic Zombies Ate My Neighbors and the remastered edition of the original Mass Effect game, and that's kind of it. Most publishers right now are saving the really big stuff for E3 in about a month from now. So these news blogs are going to be on the light side until then. But I will keep bringing them to you because I know nothing else. Nothing else at all. My life is empty. Anyway, on the Gaming Street Irregulars, Chrissy and I are joined by Jen Acomb to talk about the massively popular, massively deep, massively massive Mass Effect. BioWare's sci-fi RPG series is deep in content, rich in replayability, and sometimes short on competent AI for the NPCs, but you take the good with the bad. And Jen has a lot to say about the good of the first game in the trilogy. Tune in on Thursday, folks. We can't wait to see you then. Chris, back to you.
All right. As soon as I remember where the hell that button went. There it is. Ta-da! I can do this thing. This is amazing. All right, James, great job. And yeah, it's been kind of a slow news week on several levels. I found some really good stories for today. You've already heard one of the three, but like the celebrity birthday list was even a little thin today. So, but that's
Really?
It's just apparently mid-May is like beware the Ides of May, I guess. So jumping over to the comment section. Gina's on and she says, hi, it's my birthday. We miss you too, G. Happy birthday. As a matter of fact, you were on the birthday list, but we're going to cut in that a little bit. Any news on the new He-Man coming to Netflix? I know that it exists, Peter, but I don't have specific information on it at the moment. Shannon Klingerman is just here for the Juno sightings. Well, you know, nobody can say that I don't appease my audience. Here you go. It's a Juno. Freshly tubbied, so she's floofier than usual. She got tubbied yesterday, so she's definitely a fluffy puppy. Oh, Shanko. Oh, Shanko. Yes, there's a lot. Jesus, I'm getting French kissed by my dog. Oh, that's terrible. Hello, baby. So, but she's looking forward to a long spring and summer of running around at Anne's farm and investigating all the really good places to pee. Right? You up for that, oh, baby? You go, girl. Okay, on your way. I'll throw you a squeaky toy later, but not right now while I'm on the air. All right. But just for you, Peter, if I find some He-Man information, I'll make sure to have that for next week. So I did see some stills from it and some artwork, but I did not catch any of the actual articles. But I'll do some research on that and pop that into next week's show for you. All right, moving on and through. It is time for the next on the laundry list of things to talk about. Outlander. One of the stars of Outlander has been cast in the prequel for the House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel. Let me get stumbling through that. See, this is what happens when before the show, it's up to here, and during the show, it's down to here. I seriously, I want to see Dan Rather have half a glass of wine before he goes online. All right, Outlander star Graham McTavish has been cast in the Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon. This has been reported by Hollywood Reporter. While HBO has not commented or confirmed the casting, McTavish spoke about his involvement with eager anticipation. Let's see, it involved, apparently from what he's saying, he teased it's involving a lot of dragons, and he's having quite a bit of fun with the project so far. This comes after McTavish was seen on location where the series is filming in Cornwall, England, as well as photos of the actor in costume on the set have recently surfaced. It's unclear what role McTavish plays at this time. But he goes on to be quoted as saying, I'm enjoying it. Yes, I'm having a lot of fun. We've just started. It's a very big project, so we're getting to know each other. They're lovely people. It's great, but I can't tell you too much. I can't tell you really anything about the story, but it involves a lot of dragons. Due to arrive on HBO and HBO Max in 2022, House of the Dragon is one of several spin-off projects set in the Game of Thrones universe in the works at HBO. House of the Dragon will star Paddy Considine as Viserys Targaryen. Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, will be as Prince Daemon Targaryen. Emma Darcy as Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen. Steve Toussaint as Lord Corlys Velaryon. And Olivia Cook as Alicent Hightower, based on George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood series set 300 years before A Song of Ice and Fire. House of the Dragon chronicles the history of House Targaryen, particularly focusing on the civil war called the Dance of the Dragons. HBO originally ordered House of Dragons straight to series for 10 episodes in October of 2019. Martin, Vince Gerardis, Ryan Condal, and Miguel Sapochnik are executive producers, with Condal and Sapochnik. Of course, they're going to make me repronounce the name that I'm having a hard time with. I'm naming him Smith. It's pronounced Smith. He is also serving as showrunners. The Game of Thrones universe is so rich with stories, HBO Chief Content Officer Casey Bloys said at the time. We look forward to exploring the origins of House Targaryen and the earlier days of Westeros, along with Miguel, Ryan, and George. I'm so excited because the world that exists in Westeros and the broader landscape and the characters. The Targaryens are about as crazy as it gets, and it's literally the essence of good drama. As we mentioned earlier in the article, look for that. It will debut on HBO and HBO Max in 2022. So not that far off. What do we got going on in the comment section here? James Bourne mentions that he's been French kissed by a lot worse. Okay, well, that's fair. And Elizabeth goes, a very different prince to the one he played before, I bet. Yeah, most likely. He's not Prince Philipping this one. And last on the storyboard tonight, my friends, Attack the Block 2 is in the works with John Boyega and original director both returning. That would be Joe Cornish. John Boyega will return as Moses, his breakout role from 2011's Attack the Block, in the upcoming sequel, Attack the Block 2. Along with the original film's director, Joe Cornish, the 2011 film follows Boyega's Moses as he unites his South London neighborhood to defend their block from a group of alien invaders. The film underperformed at the box office during its initial release. However, it quickly achieved cult status following Boyega's rise to fame in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Attack the Block has retrospectively been viewed as an excellent debut performance by Boyega, with co-star 13th Doctor Jodie Whittaker also receiving high praise. As details come out for that particular movie, we, as always, will share them with you. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see it, but I actually recommend it. I've seen it myself. I made a point of watching it before the debut of Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor, just because I wanted to get an idea of what she would do in a sci-fi kind of a setting, and I was pleased. All right, so let's see what we got here. Elizabeth Rice goes on, though he does have weird hair again. Probably talking about Matt Smith in the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. And do a project involving something wild with your hair almost seems to be a post-Doctor special. That's fantastic. I love that. That is a great line. Good, well said, Elizabeth. So, friends, it's time for us to talk about some birthdays. It's time to say happy birthday to our dear friend and FC3 volunteer, Gina. Happy birthday, Gina. You share a birthday, G, with Bob Saget, Derek Hoff, and illustrious Irish songstress Enya. On Tuesday, tomorrow, you have birthdays of Tina Fey and singer Jack Johnson. On Wednesday the 19th, Andre the Giant, the late great Andre the Giant, is joined by Grace Jones, and comedian Michael Shea will also be having their birthdays on Wednesday the 19th. On Thursday the 20th, the legend Cher. And before I mention the second name, there's a meme that's very appropriate. In the wizarding world of Harry Potter, rappers would be the hardest to battle. Imagine how fast they could cast multiple spells. There's only one man that Voldemort fears, Harry. Dumbledore seemed almost fearful himself to speak the name. Busta Rhymes. Busta's having a birthday on Thursday. He's joining Cher on that particular day. And the man who can say the entire book, War and Peace, in 4 minutes is going to be having a good day that day. On Friday, the 21st, Mr. T celebrates another trip around the sun, along with quarterback extraordinaire, the young man who has made the Buffalo Bills on the map again, Mr. Josh Allen. On Saturday the 22nd, we say happy birthday to actress Jennifer Goodwin, actress Carmen Bicondova, and actress Maggie Q. On Sunday the 23rd, we'll round out the week with singer Jewel, actress Melissa McBride from the Walking Dead series, and comedian Drew Carey. If it's your birthday, and that includes you, G, although we've said happy birthday to you already, have a great birthday. Hope you get a chance to enjoy this wonderful weather we're having. It looks like spring has finally decided to show up in Western New York. You guys have a great week. Have a safe week, and we will talk to you again next week. Now I got to see if I can do this right. This is going to be funny. All right, ready? And click.